I am Orlando Aucello, currently an endowed chair professor at the University of Texas at Dallas, and I am currently the president of the Material Research Society for 2013. Today we are working hard on diversity. And we are trying to bring the MRS to a next level because, as you know, we have now almost 47% members from abroad. So our Material Research Society has become truly an international material research society. And the three visions that I wanted to implement are to bring the industry back to the MRS. We are way into that. Also to have symposium where we can teach scientists how to become scientist entrepreneurs. And then the third vision is a little bit biased on my side because I wanted to open the MRS to South America. The MRS has established tremendous relationship with Europe and Asia, and now in the last 5 years with Mexico. We have helped to bring the IMRC meeting in Cancun to an international level, but we never went down to South America. And that's what we are pushing for. The meeting is the heart of the MRS, where scientists from all over the world come and exchange ideas with other scientists and make friends and start collaborations. Many collaborations that ended up in science and technology funded programs started at the MRS meetings with people funding each other and having discussions and attending talks and all this interactive activity. The reason our MRS is reaching now to the worldwide level is because we have been making an effort to bring members from all other countries into the Board of Governors and into critical positions within the MRS to help run the MRS programs. And so we are making a big effort on what I told before, diversity. And we are trying now to bring a more balanced approach, having symposium on applied science and devices to see if we can bring the industry back, particularly because in the future, the impact of material science in new technologies is going to be tremendous. And not only from the point of view of science and technology, but the impact that science and technology can have in the economy of the countries, and particularly the United States. The MRS Bulletin has an impact factor of 5.1 now. This is outstanding. MRS Bulletin has gone a long way up, and I am looking forward to see his impact factor increasing even further. So the MRS Bulletin is a jewel of MRS, Journal of Material Research, also another great publication, but I think that the publication of the MRS are top. I think this is going to have a tremendous impact in the material research community. Not only read by members of the MRS, but it's going to be read by scientists from all over the world, from other societies and from other ways of science and technology. MRS also is pioneering new avenues to bring that to the whole world. And the other thing that is going to help a lot is with the effort of the MRS in relation to the university student chapters. Many young scientists, students from Latin American countries, for instance, they don't have the means to attend the MRS meetings. And therefore, with this aperture of the MRS, with this, we are going to be able to reach those people that may not have the means to come to us. I've been very much involved, like many of my colleagues, in advocacy, particularly in going to Washington, D.C. once or twice a year for the Congressional Day, Visit Day, to bring the message to the government of the United States that funding for science and technology is critical for the advancement of the United States. Many countries are recognizing now that the countries that are going to be advancing in the 21st century is because they invest enormous amount of money on science and technology, because that is going to make a tremendous impact in the economy of every country. We are impacting not only the quality of life but the way of life, is because a lot of the material science being done at the MRS in symposium have turned into real products that are impacting the way of life. I would say that the state of the MRS is great. It's outstanding, and one thing that we are working hard now is to go back and get the industry connected to the MRS again, to show that the science that we are doing on material science can make a tremendous impact in a new generation of devices that are going to make a big impact in the economies of all the countries of this planet called Earth.